Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar. In today's webinar, we're going to see the main news of IdSurvey 23, and then we are also going to give you a few sneak peeks in the following update of IdSurvey. Before starting with this overview, I just want to tell you that if you have any questions or things you want to ask, you can use the chat and one of our team will answer you back shortly. So let's start with one of the main news of this new version, which is related to web surveys. And let's go to the settings of this survey. So what we are presenting today is a new Kawi editor template. So a new way of customizing the look and feel and graphical interface of your web surveys. So this tool is going to be replacing the old one. So you still find it in the Kawi tab in the Customize Kawi Layout box. You can click on the Open Editor to customize to access this new tool that we are offering you. And to customize your templates, you can start from a model, and you have a list of default models available in here. Or you can use the Start from Blank button, which basically is to start from standard template. And then you have 5 different sections on the left that you can click to access settings and configurations that you can change to adapt and design a custom template. For example, if you click on typography, you can change things like the font, so you can select a different font for the survey. You can change the size of the title of questions, answers, and so on. Then if you click on buttons, you can find other types of settings, including the back button, which is finally available in your web surveys. And if you go to the back button section, you'll be able to decide if you want to show the back button and if you want to show just the text and icon, and customize all of them. And this is also the same for the next button above. Then if you go on colors, for example, you can change the colors of text, buttons, header, and other things. So let's change, for example, the color of the title. Let's make this another color. And then whenever you create your own model, you can click on the upper right side on Apply Changes to save the changes that you made, or you can go to the left side of the screen and click on Save Model to save the model that you've just customized and reuse it in the future. So you can give it a name and save it and find it in the list here. Another important feature of this section is the possibility to see the preview of your template as a desktop, which is the standard view, or as mobile. So you'll be able to see how the template looks like also on a mobile device. So we started from a blank template in this case, but if you go through the list of default model, you can see how this tool is customizable and how powerful it is and how many different options you have. So you can start with one of these preset templates and customize it as you like, or use it as inspiration for your own templates. Now, the second big news for this version, probably the biggest news, is the crosstab section. So crosstabs is short for cross tabulation or contingency table, and it's a set of tools that we offered you for multivariate analysis with crossing of 2 or more variables. And you can do all this without using third-party tools like SPSS and without exporting the data to any other program or app. And these tools will be able to help you out in finding associations and correlations among variables with statistical tests like chi-square, z-test, or ANOVA. So let's start with an example. And we created this questionnaire for this webinar. And in the questionnaire, we asked respondents about the level of education and also the use of social media. So our hypothesis is that the use of social media is linked and correlated to the level of education. So we can create a table, a crosstab, to analyze the results and see if this hypothesis is true or not. So first thing that I can do when I want to create a new crosstab is to add a banner. So let's select the Add New Banner button and go to the question that we want to add, which is the level or grade of education. And then for the rows or stubs, we can click on Add New Stub and select the time spent on social media. And as you can see, the software will automatically create a table. We have a couple of metrics already selected, which are showcases and count. If we want, we can also add new metrics, for example, the percentage. And let's see also how we can also create a table with multiple banners, multiple variable for the banner. So we can add a new banner by clicking on the button here on the left and select another option, another variable. For example, let's select the geographical area. By default, when you add a new banner, the software will create a table on the right. But if you want, you can just select the banner, move it slightly, and you have this new icon displaying. When you release, the software will create a nested table where you find the level of education in the blue line, and then in green you have the sub-columns that are for the options for the geographical area question. You can create as many as many banners as you want. You can add as many banners as you want in the table if the banners are side by side. If they are nested, you can add up to 5. Now, another thing that I want to show you is the possibility to create buckets. Let's take the banner about the level or grade of education. And right now we have for this banner 6 options with all the different grades. And let's say that we want to group them in 3 groups. So to do that, I have to click on the gear button of the banner. And then I have to go in the Buckets tab. Now on the left I have the list of all the options with my 6 options, and I can move to the right of the screen and click on Add New Bucket and name my bucket. For example, let's call this Primary Education. Now I go back to my list and I select the options that I want to move to the Primary Education group. Then I add another bucket for high school. And then I move the option here. And then the last bucket is going to be higher education. And I move the last 3 options from the left to the right. When I click on OK, as you can see, I now display the same table, but with the bucketed options. So I have 3 columns for the question about the grade, and then the sub-columns for the geographical area as before. And now, as you can see, also all the results are shown by bucket and not by the 6 options that I had before. Now let's see a few views that we created for you as examples and that are available in here in the menu with the views, which is common to other sections of the software, so I think that you're familiar with it. the crosstabs that you're creating can be saved, renamed, and you can find them in this list of views. So let's see this view that we created for you about the question education and hours spent on social media. So we have this view that is still on categorical variables, but we want to show you a couple more metrics that are available for this type of analysis. So let's go to add new cell metric, and let's select, for example, overall stat test of percentage. Now, when we click on this matrix, we can see that we have a new row displaying here. And inside this cell, we have a number. This number is the p-value that, as you know better than I do probably, is so when the p-value with the confidence level set as at 95% is smaller than 0.05, it means that the data that we're looking at are significant, can be considered significant. So in this case, the number is not smaller than that, but it's this is a demo questionnaire, so the data that we have are not that reliable. Let's try and add something else, so another metric, and let's select column stat tests. Now in this case, we have again new rows displaying in the table, and we can see that on this row here, we have two values, B and C. So what it means is that the percentage of answers for the people that answered as grade of education primary and is higher. There's a higher chance that they say that they spent a little time on social media respect to B and C, which is people who answered secondary and higher education. Let's move now to another type of view, which is a numerical view. So in this case, we have again the questions about the education and the time spent on social media, but it's a numerical variable because in this case the stub question is how many hours they spent on social apps. So as you can see, being a numerical type of variables, we have a few metrics that are specific for the numerical analysis, like the mean, the median, variance, standard deviation, and standard error, for example. But again, we can add more metrics to the table. So let's select the overall stat test of mean. And again, we have the same row with the number as before, which is the p-value. And then we can also add the stat tests of column means, which again will add another row. This is basically a pairwise z-test. And in this case, we have the value B under higher education, which means that the mean of people that answer higher education is different than B, so than those that answered secondary education. Now, another type of view that we can look at is the multi-stub views. So in this view that we present you today, we have 4 different stubs. So this view is to show you how you can add multiple stubs to your crosstabs. Differently than multiple banners for the stubs, you can just look at them one by one. You can select the stub that you want to look at and just see the table displaying on the main part of the screen. Now for this stub, which is the how many hours per week, we can see how the data are presented both in the straight answer that was collected. This is an open-end answer, open-end text type of answer. So we have all the answers that the respondents gave, but as in this stub, we configured buckets. So let's go to this page, and you can see we have 3 buckets in here. One where we put the less than 10 hours type of answers, another one for between 10 and 20, and finally a third one for more than 20. So having the three buckets means that we can also see the metrics specific for the buckets that we created. So if we go to the add new cell metric, we can select one of these bucketed metrics. And if you scroll down in the table, you can see the results also for the bucketed groups, basically. Now, if you want to learn more about Crosstabs, but also about the Kawi editor, you can find in the knowledge base 2 specific articles about Crosstabs and new Kawi editor template. And if you need any extra help, you can always contact our support team and ask for one-on-one training if needed. Crosstab is part of the Analysis Plus license, which is an annual license that we offer for 995 euros, and that also includes some advanced features of analysis and report, like the sharing, the export, and the custom pages. But we do want to offer you a trial, so we offer a 6 months free trial of the Analysis Plus license, so that you can test the tools and also give to us your feedback, because you're the expert in this area. I also want to give you a couple of sneak peeks into the new update of IdSurvey that is going to be out in the following weeks, and that will include some features that you requested. So I hope that you will like them. And I can tell you that we're going to add the soft and hard appointment management. So you will be able to give different priorities to the CATI appointments. And then you're going to have the direct access to the support area from the homepage of IdSurvey without username and password. And then finally, you also are going to be able to use a support for two-factor authentication for admin user in the administration interface. So thank you very much for joining today. I hope you liked this webinar, and we will see you soon. Happy holidays, and thank you again. Bye.